This was a feel-good story. Now, let's take a trip back in time, man. Tony Kelley, he's refereeing Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee was fighting a Brazilian. It was Viviane Araujo. So this is important to know because very Brazilian, right? Strong, mean competitor, man. Very, very talented. And I guess there's some weirdness, maybe some eye pokes going on or something like that. Maybe grabbing the cage a little bit, whatever, right? And Tony Kelley, being in the corner of Andrea Lee, because I believe that they're in a relationship or whatnot, says something along the lines of Tony Kelley, quote, "That's what these dirty Brazilians do." You know what I mean? They cheat, da-da-da-da-da. And the Twitter sphere said, what the fuck did this dude just say? Like, huh? Like, you just said what about Brazilians? This white dude over here talking mess, and you got Andrea Lee, she rocked the cowboy hat. Tony, they're like, this is just not a good look here. You know what I'm saying? However, that turned into a little bit of heat against Adrian Yanez because then Tony Kelley just embraced the heel and was like, all right, well, fuck everybody. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So then he gets the matchup against Adrian Yanez. Everybody said, hey, Yanez, we want you to knock this dude out for us. He deserves to get knocked out. Yanez is like, bro, we're in my home state, of course. I'm going to do that anyways. But then it gets a little heated, AJ. Then in the middle of the fight, after they're already there, set in stone, Tony Kelley, he's doing his thing and whatnot. And what ends up happening, AJ? He starts talking mess to Adrian Yanez in the middle of the fight. And Adrian Yanez, he just notes, all right, I'm gonna make you pay for that. And I think he did.
With all the heat behind this one, I was actually a little nervous for Yanez going in this. You can see on the scoreboard, folks, I picked Tony Kelley. But again, going back to it, it was a late text from Derek, and this is being a competitive pick for me. So I was glad to see Adrian Yanez win, especially once you saw Tony Kelley walking in, flipping off the Texas crowd, flipping off the homies. You know, that's gonna fire somebody up, man. And especially if Adrian Yanez thinks, or his family's in the crowd or his friends are in the crowd, you're like, oh, now you flipping off my homies and my family. All right, in my state, word, let's get it, man. Very entertaining fight, back and forth. And a little closer than I was, like I said, I was a little stressed, a little closer than I was expecting, a little stressed in there. Still, man, very, if the fight after this wasn't the most entertaining 3 minutes in the world, man, go check out this fight too, because this is another very entertaining 3 minutes clash that these dudes are bringing it. And I want to say not a single step backwards. There was probably a couple, but this was, man, very, very entertaining. And to get put out like Tony Kelley did, very impressive from Adrian Yanez.
Yeah, I'll say insult to injury. The referee, while he's sprinting across to pull Yanez off of Kelley, ends up kicking Kelley in the head after that. So, I mean, you just got a double dose, man. You got beat up and then you got kicked in the head by the ref, and it was just bad luck. Cheeto Vera said, he put on a tweet, man, I think it's funny because, he got that broken English. He was like, sometimes you give the middle finger and life gives you the middle finger back. And it's like, well, that is kind of what happens, man. It's going to be a very long, quiet trip home for Tony Kelley. But either way, man, that's the name of the fight game. That's always something that I wondered, man. I was like, when you have so much brashness, when you have so much bravado, when you're like, fuck everybody, I'm going to knock you out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then you're the one who gets knocked out. And then after the fight, bro, you not only do you get knocked out, you then start talking shit again to Adrian Yanez, being like, I wasn't the one out, you were out. And he was like, bro, you were facing the complete wrong way. Like, what? Like, how do you argue with somebody like that? AJ, let me ask you that. How do you argue with somebody after you knock them out? He's like, bro, I didn't get knocked out, you got knocked out. Like, what do you even do at that point?
Man, once you go heel, you'd never turn back, man. You follow the Uncle Chael strategy, undefeated, undisputed. I think that's Tony Kelley. That's the only way you can go after that, man. Once you turn heel, you're flipping everybody off. Might as well keep it going because the worst thing's already happened. You already got your ass beat, so might as well keep it rolling. I think that's the only thing Tony Kelley was thinking, man. And the only other tthan that, I say don't read the comments, Tony, because they're gonna be roasting you. But yeah, man, I think there's only option. What else do? You don't say sorry. You don't go Colby Covington and, hey man, this is all for money. Like, well, all the mics can hear you. Yeah. Like you got to go full heel.
Yeah, bro, you got to commit. It's just like doing a front flip, right? Once you start, you in the air, you got to commit, bro. You just got to. So, listen, man, rough for Tony Kelley because not only do you get beat up on a dude you were talking shit about, not only is there the backstory, you also missed weight. And this was a 138-pound catch weight bout. So, yeah, you forfeit part of your purse, and so you made no money. You got beat up. You got embarrassed. This is just a terrible look overall for him. But this is a great look for Adrian Yanez, given that home state win. Probably getting another fat Dr. Pepper sponsorship or something like that, because this dude's a big Dr. Pepper proponent. This is a dude who is now, 5-0 in the UFC, 4 knockouts, 1 split decision, notable wins over dudes like Randy Costa, wins over Tony Kelley, right? has wins over Victor something Morales or Victor Martinez or something like that. Either way, Adrian Yanez, man, he's knocking out everybody. He's going to show that his hands are the crispiest things out there right now. He has crisp boxing, but AJ, man, is it inevitable? And I don't want to say that this is the truth, but I kind of feel like this is where it's heading. You got to start feeding the man to some form of Dagestani wrestler. You have to give it to him now. You know what I mean? You can only have so much success before they say, okay, pal, we get it. Your boxing is phenomenal, but what are you going to do when somebody tries to wrestle fuck you for 15 minutes? What are you going to do then? Huh? Do you think that's the next logical step?
I think that's the next step for Yanez, unfortunately, man. They're going to have to give him somebody that just has that smash style, especially for how, what's the word I'm looking for? Like how proficient it is, or how, how much that is in the sport, man. Yeah. I think that's Adrian Yanez's next fight.
Yeah. I think we could say maybe how just like, I feel what you're saying. I'm blanking on the word.
Prevalent.
Too. Yeah, prevalent. There. God damn. How does that happen? Yeah, got to clap one time. There we go. Prevalent. Right on the money, brother. Actually, you know what I mean? That was some good work right there. Round of applause. Prevalent. There we go, brother. All right.